I think he did come in and out sometime, like going to the bathroom or giving people moments too. But he was right there by the bedside, by her bedside. And Mama just was like, she was just like, I can't, this girl is really saying she's ready. And Mama like, I'm not ready. Like, I need to honor that she's ready, but I'm not ready. And so, I'm holding her hand and I'm like, I got you, I got you. I know it's, it's not the same. Like, I could never imagine losing a baby, or a child. But I got you, you're not by yourself. That, trying to support. And so she was, got a little busy with, getting people in and out. And the pastors, I could tell, they came in and they, waved and, said hi to everybody in the family and went in to see her. But when he came out, you could just see it in his face. He was so sad. Oh my God. Like, and think about, you've been her pastor since she was baby, a little girl, all her life. And so she just told him, like, he asked, do you want to, what's your, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to be here? Do you want to, stay? Or, because he was, I guess, trying to focus on what his prayer would be. And she said, no, I'm ready. She said, just pray and cover for a smooth transition and pray for my family, pray for my mom, my brother, pray for, like, for them. That's the only sad part of all of this is for them. I'm not scared. And so I was sitting in that lounge and the family's there. When family's there, we try to think about stuff that's funny. And I think JT might have come in the lounge. He was sitting next to me. Yeah, he was. And I think we wasn't really watching it, but Empire was on the TV, and we were just talking. And Mama came in and she said, Free, Valencia want to talk to you, so can you come on? And so I went in the room, and this girl, y'all just gotta know Valencia and Leon Taylor. This girl, I'm sitting, and she just like, well, Free, I just want to thank you for, being a really good sister to me, a really good sister to Barbara, just to all of us. And, child, y'all. And I'm the whole time, I'm like, Frenda, you got to keep it together. You cannot break. We don't want to crack in this voice. None of it, right? Just, he listen to her, talk to her, but do not crack. Like, do not do it. So she essentially is like saying good, her goodbyes to an extent. I'm trying to look, y'all. If I'm looking down, there was something that I wrote. It was so fresh when it happened. I read it word for word. And so she had coming in and, said her goodbyes, said her and everything to people that was coming in. Like, you're on your way to heaven and you're sitting here encouraging people, just like Valencia, right? Like, you gonna be okay, honey. Girl, it was a post for the Roses for Valencia, and I'll share some of those videos and pictures. But I said, the day before she passed, she held my hand tight and said these words: Free, I want to thank you for being a great friend and big sister. I still can't believe God gave me all these sisters, referring to our sister chicks. Free, I am ready. I am at peace, and I am ready. And I need you to be ready too. I need you to let me go. Will you let me go? I smiled at my little sis and said, yep, I'm okay. because you are ready, then I'm ready too. She smiled at me like only Valencia Lynn could and said, "That's my free." We talked a little more about me being there for Mama Linda and JD, as well as taking care of our big sister, Biba, Barbara. And then she said, "Where's my mama with that Sprite?" Mama Linda went out. She had sent her to get a Sprite. Valencia could not keep anything down, so anything she drank or ate, it just come out of her. And she was getting blood transfusion. It was just a lot going on with her. And so she was like, "Baby, since I'm going to heaven, give me a Sprite." She loves some Sprite. So she was like, "Why my mama with that Sprite free?" I was like, "I don't know." And she was like, "And tell her the can gotta say Sprite." Like, she spelled it out. She was like, "Cause the nurse bought something here talking about lemon lime. That ain't Sprite. I don't want that. I want the Sprite." And she was like, "Go on, free." She said, "Free." Let me see if I'm reading it. She said, "Where's my mama with that Sprite? I don't want to go to I don't want to go to heaven thirsty." That was Valencia. So she's laughing, girl, child. Talking about not going to heaven thirsty. Just said, "Hey, let me go." And when somebody you love, and I'm not just in a sense of grief or passing, but when somebody that you love tell you, "Okay, I need you to let me go," you really love that person, you're gonna let them go. You're gonna let them go. Why am I holding you, specifically with her here, telling me you want to go? I'm holding you here selfishly. And like I said, that was a selfish prayer that I prayed. I don't even think we talked about that prayer. I just know when I came, she said, "You won't let me go." She did say that. And Mama laughed. So I don't know if her and Mama talked about it or what. But yeah, that was Wednesday. I did say, okay. The Sprite was my way of getting out of the room because I felt myself breaking. And I said, "Let me go get Mama and make sure she get the Sprite. You know, you got your Sprite and make sure it's," and I think I spelled the word out and she was laughing. And she said, "Well, my brother, you know," and I said, "I'll go get him." Right by that time, my voice is just cracking. And as I'm walking out, Mama was coming up with the Sprite. And I was like, tears was just, and she was like, "I know." And I was like, I do not want to like get her all, you know, emotional and crying. So let me just, you know, not go back to the lounge with the family, but just go to another spot. And as I'm walking to, you know, get to one of the bathrooms, to get to one of the bathrooms on the other side of the Cancer Treatment Center, my sister called me, Marquita. Like my little pink phone is buzzing. And I pick it up and I'm just crying. Like she called me at that perfect time. And I'm crying. And you know, she instantly just, you know, started praying for me. And then I calmed down and she was like, "Oh, she, like, where is she now?" And I'm like, "She's in her room. She just told me she's ready to go." And Quita was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah. She's ready." And I said, "And I'm gonna be ready too. I'm not." You said, "I said my prayer at this point is I'm praying for Mama Linda. I'm praying for JT. I'm praying for the family. I'm praying for like the nurses and, you know, all of that." I said, "But she told me at home health." And so I remember Quita saying, "Okay, it's gonna be okay." And so she said, "I'm gonna start praying for everybody. I'm gonna pray for your sister chicks. I'm gonna pray for you." I actually ended up, yeah. So I went to that bathroom and kind of, you know, stayed there for a little bit. And then I was texting, like text the message to the sister chicks, but I was texting. Text Barb Biba, right, and ask, hey, if you okay, I want to make sure you're okay. I'm sorry, okay, I want you to call me. She did not call me. So I think I text Bianca, I text Janice, I told Janice was like, oh my God. And that night, everybody left. It was just JT, it was Mama Linda, it was me, and everybody else, everybody left. I think, no, not everybody, because Rose and Todd was still there. But so we're the only ones there. And I was in the room with Valencia, and she was like, Free, that hair wash, I said, oh, it's bothering. She's like, yeah. So I was like, okay. All right. I said, I love you, but I'm going with my hair on out here. And so she was like, she was getting ready to go to sleep, and I told Mama, I said, Mama, let's go get something to eat. Because you say, oh, I ate a little something, you snack here and there, let's go get something to eat. And I'm like, she was just kind of looking, and I said, JT, let's go get something to eat. Let's take Mama to get something to eat. And he was like, yeah, let's go. So we went to Cheddar's or something like that, and the three of us sat and we ate and we talked. And Mama said, well, how long do you think? They said they're gonna just let her go, make her comfortable. How long y'all think it's gonna be? I remember us, and we was just like, I don't know, maybe 2 days. They said it, it quickly happens. And so, she just took a breath and was just like, I'm like, yeah, y'all, we was talking about to each other the things that she said to us one-on-one. Yeah, we got back and got room, I had a room already. And I'm like, JT, let's get you a room. And I think that's when we were asked, like, how long do you think it's gonna take? I'm like, Mama, you might wanna like get, just get in a room and sleep. I think that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna stay with Valencia that night and have Mama sleep. I don't know, but anyway, that wasn't gonna work with this oil in my hair, or what I thought I washed it out with the smell. And it was March 18th. I went to the room. So it's like a dorm room set up. Went to the room, got in the shower, cried some more, and prayed. My mama called me, and she just, tried to encourage me and stuff, and, pray for me. And she was like, well, where are you? I said, well, I'm in my room. They have like little rooms here. And she was like, oh, you're not in the room with her? I said, like, my mom's like, you're not in the room with her? She's like, I was in the room. I said, no. I said, I have this oil that I use for my hair. I said, I have not used this oil in like almost 2 weeks. I said, but she can still smell it. I washed my hair so many times, and it doesn't, she don't like the smell. It makes her like not, sick. So I'm not gonna sit too long in the room with her. So I usually sit in at night. I fell asleep. And I actually was able to sleep that night. I fell asleep. I woke up early though. And I was getting dressed. And I asked Mama, I said, did you eat? She said no. I said, I'm going to go to this cafeteria. Because it was a cafeteria there. We did go eat lunch at one of those days. And it's super discounted. I said, I'm going to bring you some breakfast. What about JT? And I think he didn't want any. So I'm getting breakfast. I got dressed, I had to go get some pills because my stomach was all in knots and I was cramping. And I went and got some breakfast. And as I'm getting ready to pack, Mama Linda called my phone and she said, "Free, get up here." I get up here now. She's leaving. Oh, I dropped everything, man. I got up there, and as I was, oh my God. As I was walking to the room, Mama Linda came out, and she was crying, and she said she's gone. Boy. I think she was on the phone with Gary, her husband, Papa Gary, and she was like, she's gone, like she's gone. Oh my God. So I went in the room and she just looked asleep. I went over to her and JT was just standing there. Just standing there, like staring at her, like standing over her. And I just went like over there to him and he was just kind of like stuck. And I gave him a half hug because I didn't like really know what state he was in because the way he was just there, just staring at her. I think he was just in complete shock. So I hugged him a little bit and he just kind of looked over at me and I leaned in, you know, to the hug for a minute. And then I went over to Valencia and just kissed her. It was like, I'll see you again, you know. Went in the bathroom, just broke, just let myself, you know, just cried. I don't even know how long I was in there. It was like the private bathroom that was in the lounge where the family was the night before. I just locked the door. I was in there for a minute. I think Mama was looking for me after a while because she ended up texting me. And so, I finally came out and Mama was in the lounge and Rose and Todd and everybody just like, JT was still in the room. He didn't come in the lounge. Like he was still in the room. And so Mama was just like, you know, they're gonna clean her up and take her body. And she just went immediately into mommy mode. She been in mommy mode, let me not even say that, but just planning mode. Valencia, that's literally, she sat there, Mama had it written out. Valencia told her how she wanted her service to go from start to finish. And she wrote it out and she said, I'm gonna do it. And so we sat there for a little bit and Mama, I think, got up and said, I'm gonna go back in and just sit with my baby. So then she did, and I was just, by that time I was like sending text messages to everybody, letting them know. And then Barbara hadn't called me from the day before when I told her, like, you know, they said there's nothing else they can do. And Barbara, I'm not gonna tell nobody's story, I always say that, or their experience, but Valencia's worried about her and her transition. She's had a lot of, you know, not to tell her business, but she lost her mom when she was a little girl. And just lost, you know, different people that played an integral part in her life. And so Valencia knew their relationship, how solid and tight it was. When I didn't hear from her, she didn't call, and then I sent a text around and everybody was just, of course, like, oh my God, like, we can't believe this. Sending messages around to everyone, and I called Bianca. I ended up calling Bianca, and I said, Bianca, I need you to go to Barbara's house. And she said, I'm on it, little sister. Like, I need you to go in there and just, like, go to her house. She's not answering my phone calls. She's not answering my text messages. I ended up talking to her because Bianca from Brooklyn, baby, I wasn't worried about it. She got over there and grief is just, it is indescribable. I know we got books on it and this and that and people experiences. It's just the level of pain. It's just indescribable. But I ended up getting a chance to talk to her. Later, if it wasn't later that day, it was the next day. It might have been later that day. I'm almost certain it was later that day because what we decided to do was JT and Mama was gonna stay until they cleaned her up and took her body they were already talking to the funeral home. You know, they were already getting some things together. They were going to head back. Because I was like, you guys are going to stay? And they was like, no. They're going to head back to Oklahoma City, get to her house, and just, like, try to, you know, get things done, like, clean out and get all her stuff, her apartment, just take care of all of that. And, before I left, I knew what date. We knew the date of the funeral would be, what was it, March 26th? Yeah, my dates is kind of slipping, but I'm almost certain it's March 26th. And so I decided to go to Dallas because Dallas is not that far from Oklahoma. Because my sister cousin Kiana lives there, my auntie lives there, and so I'm going to Dallas for a couple days, and then, you know, from Dallas I was calling hotels to see if I can get so many rooms for some kind of like family discount, or at least all together, so that everybody could be together, you know, or close, and let them know, you know, my sister just passed, and, you know, and they did have a discount, so I handled that part. I told Mama not to worry about that, and I would get that out to not just her sister chicks, but also like her family that was coming from St. Louis and Cali and all these other places, that there were 2 hotels where we ended up doing that for. So, yeah. And I got in the car and I rode back. I rode to Dallas with Todd and Rose, and we connected. Yeah. And handled everything, you know, for the funeral and stuff. Yeah. And we buried Valencia on March 26th, 2015. She passed on the 19th, less than a month after that roses for Valencia. So she essentially threw her own goodbye party, going away party. She planned her own funeral. So it's been 9 years. And although she's not here physically, she's always with me. Like, I could feel her. She's always with me, so I know she's always with Mama, Linda, and always with JT. You know, always with Barbara, always with cousins. And the next year, the year of the anniversary of her passing, was it her anniversary of passing? Yeah, it wasn't her birthday, but the anniversary of her passing. Because for her birthday, in 2015, we did like a walk. We did a walk for Susan Coleman or whatever. And then that next March, I went to Oklahoma to spend some time with Mama and JT. And I slept in a room that Valencia would sleep in. Now, she lived in her own apartment, but it was a room, it was her pictures and all her stuff. And Mama told me, she said, I just go in there and I sit sometimes. She said, because I could feel her, and she ain't lie, baby. I was in that room, even when I sleep, I could feel it was so peaceful. And it was just kind of like, I'm okay, you know. Yeah, and so I desire to do something like every year around her birthday. You know, sometimes me and the sister chicks get together. Like I said, we did we raised money for Susan Coleman, I'm sorry. And I just wasn't feeling me, honestly. Like some of the cancer organizations that I tried to connect with, I never connected. I never connected with them. Even though, you know, there was some fundraising here and there. I never connected. And if you guys follow me, you know, and have followed my vlogs, you know that I volunteer for the Ora Lee Smith Cancer Research Foundation. Dr. Hadia Nicole Green developed a treatment using nanoparticles for cancer. It's called laser activated nanotherapy, or LANT. And then she created the Orally Smith Foundation in honor of her passed of cancer, and her uncle who passed 10 years after the aunt. So she created that organization, and that was the reason why she said, I'm gonna find a cure. I'm gonna find a treatment for this. And she spent the last 20 years of her life developing this treatment. So that's why you guys see me go so hard for Orally Smith, for Dr. Hadia Green. I love her, Dr. Green. But I'm doing this for Valencia. I'm doing this for Valencia Lynn Taylor. Every time I do anything for Orally, I could feel her smiling. So it was like I try to connect with other cancer research organizations, or, I them my cancer choice, and I'm not knocking none of them, but it wasn't until I connected with Orally Smith that I said in my heart of hearts, this is it. This is the organization right here. And I just connected last year. I literally just connected. I think I saw a live with Dr. Green. I was in Atlanta in February 2023 with my sister Victoria, and I had already seen stuff on social media, a black woman creates a cancer cure, and different things I saw, and I did some research and kind of followed here and there. But I was on TikTok in February, and she went live, and she was on live with us for about 3 hours, and I heard her heart. It's okay. And I heard her heart, because I can edit. I heard her heart concerning cancer and her story. And I was like, this is it. This is the organization that I'm going to support and honor Valencia for the rest of my life. And I said for the rest of my life. That's why I do. And that's why Orally Smith Cancer Research Foundation is so close to my heart, because of Valencia Lynn Taylor.